Why were they successful in penetrating us the way they did? Because they found us divided. Royal homes were divided. And who divided the royal homes? The stubbornness of the African queens, the stubbornness of the African woman. We started it. He entrusted us with a lot. So our job was to illuminate humanity, and the men, they were to love us and protect us. All this under the truth, under God. So, and then he said that as long as we will operate as one, we will stand together as one, we will treat each other as we part of the one, he will bless us abundantly. We will never lack. He will give us the best of the best. So in the beginning, we were operating as such. So people wonder how we were able to build such an amazing civilization. I mean, we built a master civilization that everybody else came to feed off. The Greek, the Romans, the Nyenye, the Shi. We all know who did it. We did. Because we had that close connection to the divine. So he will tell us exactly what to do. When we were obedient, we were prosperous. And then as we grew, we started developing that notion that, oh, the members of the one family, you know, because when other people started coming around us, we started like kind of also like curious and see their little thing, and us being so gullible, so naive. So imagine, here are the Africans practicing Ubuntu, and we have the Europeans and the people from Asia coming through who don't know nothing about Ubuntu, who believe that humans eat chicken, no matter how nice the chicken is. You see my point? So it was crazy. Needless to say, it went bad. But how did it go bad? Because down the line, we walked away from God's, from the Creator's mandate that we had to observe the law of one. We started putting more emphasis on the family, so families became more important. My family is more important than yours. And slowly it became the clan, and before the clan, the tribe, and before the tribe, the kingdom. So the division, we literally manifested God's horror on earth. He didn't want to see us divided, right? So some people wonder why we went through what we went through, because to whom much is given, much is expected. So that was our job, to teach them, to express God's royalty on earth. That's why he gave us so much, right? The Moors started doing that. They went through Europe. They taught them everything, including how to bath, right? How to organize under a kingdom and stuff like that, and so on and so on. So, but over there, they had another, you know, they had another mindset. They didn't want a world where, you know, trading is free, where this is that, where, hey, kumbaya, dear child of God. No, they wanted a world where they take over by force, you know. And when you see people fighting, brothers fighting, there's a fight for power. The power was that the power is given to the children of Africa when they used to massacre us in South Africa. And this image will come to Gabon, and I will ask my dad. I used to watch the news a lot, right? And my dad and I used to talk politics a lot. So I would ask my dad, you know, we used to hear the South Africans say, Amandla, Bayetu, Bayimbule, Banafrika. And it means power to the people. Which people? The children of Africa. So I asked my dad, I'm like, Dad, these people have been killing us. What kind of power do we have? My dad told me, Mama, that's the point. They know we have the power. They wouldn't mess with us. They wouldn't hang around our land if we didn't have the power. We're fighting people who know us from birth, for we were brothers, and they know what we got. So those who watched that video where I said that basically white people, and in America especially, made a mess out of millions of our people. They made a mess on us to the point where they strip you of your identity and spirituality and everything. Things that really found were cruel, were not even required for our people to pick up their cotton or whatever they needed us to pick up, you know. So you have to understand that when they brought us down to keep us down forever. So we have a big responsibility in our hands. It's a challenge to rise back from it. We can't continue pointing finger as to what our former masters do to us. You know, it's only when they kill one of us that we appear to be united. But I have to take you back to the beginning of things. Where did we drop the ball? Where did we drop the ball was when the black women, the African women, became so selfish. We started steering away from everything the Creator had ordered us. We were ordered to raise all children under our roof as one. The Creator told our forefathers to multiply and fill the earth. And the best way they could do that is to have many wives, counting on the fact that we will hold our end of the bargain in raising the children as one. So as we failed to do that, we became selfish. You know, we started developing all this resentment. We would willingly go into a polygamous home as one of the wives, knowing what the deal is. But once we get there, we wage war on the other wives. And we raise children as rival, as arch enemies. So this is how when the European came to take over our land, it was easy. The king they couldn't defeat it, they just had to talk to their half-brothers who will deliver them on a platter so they could become king. We started that mess. We, African women. And we continue that mess. I wanted to be very clear. We are living in an age where you cannot say anything without people not feeling offended. Grown, supposed adult who can handle an opinion that is different to them, to theirs. And here they jump on your throat. Not because we were captured and enslaved by savages, that we have to continue the savagery, the barbarity against each other. I wanted to be very clear. If you will be coming around this channel, be ready to hear truth and solutions. I'm not of those who would sit and just complain and just point things out. If you hear me bring up something, know that the solution is already in my mind. So, Before we even go any further, that's why it has to be clear who is to blame with the fall of our people. We are guilty. We, the black women, we drop our crown, we drop the ball. When we fail to maintain our homes united, when we decided to become a wife of many and wage war in our husbands' homes, when we, on purpose, we raise selfish children, envious, jealous, and and we can only give what we have. I refuse to believe that these guys, now they're talking about gender war. I refuse to believe that these guys, these little alien-looking guys, sometimes they look like gremlins. The first ultrasound they give you, you see these little things, weird-looking little beings that we allow to grow inside of us, become these monsters who terrorize the world, even terrorize us. These days, they're raping us, kidnapping us, beating us, raping us, killing us. We can sit pretty and claim we didn't help create these monsters. Now, at this point, it doesn't matter whether black women or white women. I think these are the two, and knowing the world, these two, black and white, right? The white woman got her share. I'm going to start with you, my sisters. Where did we drop the ball? We dropped the ball when we decided to be royal homes, royal wives, and then we go and marry a king and wage war in his house against his other women. And when the kids are born, the kids wage war against each other because there's no peace between the mothers. And black women are still doing it. Let me take example, modern America these days. Most of the divorces are sponsored by the overbearing mom-in-law. Behind, like you could say, maybe if there's 10 divorces, maybe 6 or 7 of them, the mother is behind it, because we have that jealousy, that hatred toward each other. We want what the other one has. I want her husband. She's the wife, but I can have them. So we go around our friends' husbands without permission, because it's different. If your friend invites you in her matrimonial home and asks you to help her with anything, with laundry, with the kids, including schooling her husband, that one is not between you two. But when you go uninvited just to destroy, you know what you're doing. A lot of moms, black moms, they inappropriately touch their young males to put that fear of her in them. It's a spirit. You guys bring it from Africa. There are tribes, they're notorious for that shit. There's things that I can't blame on the white man. I have to be truthful. If we will heal anything, because we have to start healing in order for them to heal too. They don't know that their healing is tied to us. So we need to start the healing. Why were they successful in penetrating us the way they did? Because they found us divided. Royal homes were divided. And who divided the royal homes? The stubbornness of the African queens. The stubbornness of the African woman. We started it. Okay? Until today, many of those who are in polygamous homes, their children hate each other. If you agree to go to a polygamous home, You have to obey the rule on polygamy. You are all one under that one husband. Because wherever we tell them to do, these people do. Whatever we tell them to do, we brought them in this world now. If they know how to love, it's because we taught them how to love. If they know how to hate, it's because we taught them how to hate. If they betray their friends, because they overheard us. Many of us, so-called friends, they walk with you, they even sleep next to you, share the same food and everything, but each time behind your back, they kill you. They talk about you like an animal. We have a lot of fakeness. Many of us have become their former mistress, acting like white women, conniving as hell. No, they call themselves queens, but they're conniving as hell. They come around you not to help, not to uplift it, but to bring you down, to see your weaknesses and go and broadcast it on the street. If you dare go to them in dire straits, the little dime you have left, they're going to make sure they strip you off from everything. We need to get real about the cruelty with which we treat one another. Okay? Until now, the black moms are responsible of majority of the divorces. They compete with their daughter-in-law. But they seem to forget that once you get married, the spiritual authority is transferred to the wife. Our elders tell us that that which contains you is greater than you. During the sexual act,